Hello and welcome to this week's Goddess Energy Forecast. This week we have Mercury going direct on September 15th, and on the same day we have the beautiful full moon in the Goddess energy of Virgo. So, like the card deck that I'm using it just feels very feminine and soft and nurturing and oh man, it's like the energy of the rose. Let's just put it like a pink rose. That's what I'm getting this week. Like pink roses, the petals of pink roses just showering upon us, anointing our hearts, anointing our visions, blessing our crown, blessing our feet. This is the energy that I feel like we're swimming in. So let's see what this week has in store for us. Welcome to this week's Goddess Energy Forecast, where each week we share with you divine guidance on where you need to place your attention, your focus, your energy, and also bring through frequencies to help you heal, to inspire you, to empower you, and to uplift you. Here's your host, Abigail Mensah-Bonsu, with this week's Goddess Energy Forecast. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to this week's Goddess Energy Forecast. For those of you who this is your first time joining us, my name is Abigail Mensah-Bonsu. I am the founder of the Moon Goddess Academy and the Moon Goddess Publishing. And the weekly Goddess Energy Forecast is something that I do to help you get acquainted with the energies that are constantly coming in and coming through to support us on our journey, so that you're not afraid of these cosmic energies. They're all here for us, and that is the whole purpose. So welcome if you're new, and if you've been joining me for a while, thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. This week is also special because it is my birthday week. Oh my gosh. It is special, this birthday, because I'm turning 40. And with every birthday, of course, I give myself space to contemplate the past year. So that the decade, basically, right? Is it a decade? No. Is it? Yeah. From 30 to 40 years, right? I always contemplate how far I've come and kind of just observe myself. What have I achieved? What have I, what word am I looking at? There's a word that was coming through and then it just disappeared. It's like, I wonder why it disappeared. It's like, what have I want to say thrive, right? Where in my life have I thrived, and where in my life do I need to change some stuff around? And as I was contemplating, so first of all, I was in between, this was like a couple of days ago, I was in between sleep and wake. And as I saw this, this number like appear to me, and it's like the number 40, and it just like moved towards me, and it said, I have arrived. I was like, yes, you have arrived. And there's a mantra that came with that whole vision. And it just felt really good. It felt really good. I mean, if you've known me for a while, you know that getting older is quite exciting for me. I feel like I was born older and my whole life I've had to catch up to my age, if that makes sense. So getting old, what makes it exciting for me is the accumulation of wisdom, right? And when I say accumulation, it's not even like you're gathering wisdom. It's more, maybe accumulation is not the right word. It's like you get wiser and wiser as you get older, right? And that's how I feel as I get older. And each, my 20s, my teens, my 30s, like they all have a purpose. And I'm noticing that. But there's something about from 40 moving forward that I'm getting very clearly. And I've also witnessed in the people around me who've already journeyed this before me. It is, it is like this. Again, let me see if I can find the words for it. It's like where all the puzzle pieces begin to click together and anchor. There's like this anchoring that happens. There's this embodiment piece that happens. This sureness that happens. It's like this is where from 40s to 60, right? It's like where things come together. And it makes a lot of sense, because as I was contemplating my 30s, I realized these are the words that came to me. It was like, I was looking for the puzzle pieces that were in alignment with what I'm here to experience, what I'm here to create, who I'm here to be. It was about finding the puzzle pieces. And it wasn't about putting the puzzle pieces together. And as I'm looking back at my life, I'm realizing, yes, it was about finding the puzzle pieces. Like, what do I want to do? What brings me joy? What do I want to do more about? And it's so fascinating. And that has been the 30s for me, is discovering, who am I? What am I here to do? What do I want to create more of? What experiences do I want to experience more of? How do I want my life to be? And it's like just experiencing different things. And it's like, yes, no, yes, yes, yes. And finding those pieces. And as I'm about to step into 40, which I've already stepped in there energetically, because it was like, I have arrived. I was like, all right, you have arrived, right? I feel like this is where it's like all the puzzle pieces are in front of me, of everything that I've discovered about who I am, the life that I want to create, the experiences that I want to have, and now I get to put it together. And the process of putting it together is the anchoring. It's like, I don't even know if that's the right word, but it has to do with anchoring or rooting it down, or I'm just going to stick with anchoring. There's a different word there, but it's not coming through. And also the embodiment piece. I think maybe it is that word, embodiment. But it's like putting it together to create that which I've always known that I'm here to experience. So I am freaking excited. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see what 40s open up in my life. My 30s, I entered my 30s by meeting my beloved, which is very interesting. Before my 30th birthday, I told the divine that, at that point I had felt him like he was right there next to me. And for those of you who've heard this story, you're probably laughing at this time, because he was actually one of my friends in grad school. We studied together, but I just had no idea it was him. But I had this it was like this intense knowing that he was like right there next to me. It was frustrating. And so I told the divine, I was like, if he does not show up before my 30th birthday, don't even bother. Don't even bother. I'm done. I'll move on to plan B, which I totally did. I had a plan B. And I kid you not, before my 30th birthday, we came together. There's a whole, story with that. When twin flames come together, it is quite a magnetic, powerful journey. Let's just put it that way. And we did. And I celebrated my 30th birthday with him. I have a picture of that. And it was very, that whole journey was it's like the coming together of my soul, if that makes sense. Because one thing about twin flames is that twin flames is one soul, one spirit, one divine being in two different bodies, right? And it doesn't have to be like male, female, or it can be between a person and a cat, or a cat and a dog, or like a brother and a sister, or a cousin and it might be between best friends, business partners, right? So it's not really limited to the like partner, like what do you call it, romantic relationships. It just depends on the soul, what they want to experience. And twin flames, this is what it's funny that we're talking about twin flames. I feel like it's been taken out of context. Not everybody is a twin flame, because and if you understand how grueling it is to split your being, your spirit, your soul into two different bodies, it is no joke. It is not a preschool level soul, thing to do. So it takes master souls to do this. The souls that come in or incarnate as twin flames or twin souls, they're here for a very specific purpose. They're usually towards the end of the incarnations here on earth, right? And so there's like whether it's the last time they here on earth, or maybe the last 2 times they'll be coming to earth, but they're towards the end of the incarnation here on earth. And so twin flame energy or twin soul energy is powerful, it's potent. The way I see twin flames, the picture that I'm always shown is that it's like light acupuncture needles on the earth, just lighting up the earth and everyone who lives on the earth. It is powerful, right? So not everybody's a twin flame, and it's okay. You don't need to be a twin flame to find your beloved partner, right? You don't. You can find your partner still. I think that was one of the misinterpretations of twin flames, that in my work, like people who would seek me out, they would try to find twin flames, and I'll check in and they weren't twin flames, and I'll ask them, why do you want to meet a twin flame? And usually they will say, it's because I want to meet my other half so that we're complete. And it's like, no, even twin flames is not about other half. It's like, it's not 50-50 coming together to be 100. It's 100 coming together to be one. Like, and even that, you're still two different bodies, human bodies here having separate experiences. For example, my husband and I, like I was back home in Ghana in Africa, and he was here in North Dakota. It's like huge difference, right? Culturally, and the experiences that we have. And that's the whole purpose of twin flames, right? Have the most diverse experiences as possible, and then you come together, and there's like a whole journey. And not all twin flames are also meant to come together. Some twin flames choose to like touch a little bit, ignite each other, and then move on with their lives. And others choose to actually have that sacred partnership or sacred relationship together, whether that is through romantic relationship or friendships or business partnerships. That's up to the soul, right? So there's no, like, it's not a cookie cutter thing. We're talking about soul purpose here, right? Each soul, each of you have your own very unique blueprint that you're here to express. We are all here to express our unique blueprint. And I'm telling you, I know this world can make it look like things are more important than you spending time with you and getting to know you. But if you can invest your time in getting to know all of you, you will blow yourself away. And you will realize something about yourself that changes everything. You are not just a human being. Let's just start there. You're not just a human being. There's many times that I look at myself in the mirror, and I look into my eyes, and I see that cosmic goddess, that cosmic being that is so much more than this human body. But I also, lately, I've been so grateful for my physical body. I chose this body. I chose to be born, on September 14th. I chose to be a Virgo. I chose to be a manifesting generator. I chose to be who I am. Like everything about me, like I chose that. And it is such a beautiful orchestration. And if you spend time, that's why, diving into astrology, gene keys, human design, numerology, all these higher mystery teachings, they're all leading you back to yourself. They're all leading you to who you are. And that is gold. That is why we're here. That is why we're here. Everything that we experience is bringing us back to our core, bringing us back to who we really are, bringing us back to our truth. I've spent most of my life, if not all, discovering who I am. And not just physically, but spiritually as well. And also how those two come together, which is where I am right now. When those two come together, it is a whole different ball game that you get to navigate through. Life definitely is not the same when you bring your humanity and your divinity together. That is my mission. That is what I awaken in women that I work with in my programs. It's all coming back to you, unfolding your own divine blueprint, your own divine mission, unfolding the mysteries of you. If you can truly understand who you really are beyond this beautiful meat suit, you can truly understand who Source is, who God is, who Divine is. Until then, well, we journey on, don't we? We just journey on until we find the answers. But at any given time in our life, we will be called to go deeper. Are you there yet? Are you being called? There's a lot of people waking up at this time. And the wakening up is being called to step into who you are, which means you need to spend time getting to know who you are. The other thing that was coming through is this. You know, we talk a lot about awakening and ascension. And the whole point is not ascending out of your body and going to the spiritual place and detaching from your physical body. That's not the reason why you chose to be human. The reason why we chose to be human, which is the definition of ascending, is actually bringing the vibration of our physical body up to match our divinity. Ascension is raising the frequency of our physical bodies to match our divinity and merging those two and then navigating from that point. It is incredible, absolutely incredible. So, you know, in one of my neurographic class, it's so funny that this is coming through. So we did a neuro mandala, if you guys can see it. And with a neuro mandala, you explore the seven, the seven energy centers. If you guys, it's kind of blurry. There we go. The seven energy centers. So you have, the chakras, basically, from root to crown, from crown to root. And in this class, so we have both sides. One side, we start with one side represents let's go this way. This side represents the physical being, and then the other side represents the spiritual being. So this is my spiritual side, and then my physical side. And so you can see that the root, or the color red, is on the outside here, where the purple, which is the crown. Oh my gosh, why am I confusing myself? It's like looking at the camera instead of looking at this. It's so confusing. It's on the outside on this side. So this is my spiritual side, and then this is my physical side. And it's just really cool seeing this journey. You can see that they're pretty equal. The circles are like what is happening in each, and you can see they're pretty similar, and they're pretty equal in terms of what is going on both sides. And that made me very, very happy when I did that. This is what I love about art and neurographica, especially because it's like you're seeing the results on paper. It's not just in the head. You're not thinking about it. You see it on paper. It's like, oh my gosh, yes, thank you. I am as above, so below. As I am human, I am divine, and I am walking the middle way. I'm not choosing one over the other. That is my path, and that is my mission. That is what I awaken in the women that I work with. Walking the middle way. First, you get to know your divine self, and then get to know your human self, your true human self, not the part of you that people have told you are or imprinted on you. You as you. And then you bring those two together. Because once you do that, you realize that it just kind of comes together and clicks beautifully. There's nothing in between it. That's the beauty of this. They're meant to, they want to be together. They're meant to be together. Our human and our divinity. And when we invest time and energy to get to know ourselves, it just comes in and clicks. When I said click, it's like the image of my puzzle pieces coming together. This next part of my journey is quite exciting. So what puzzle pieces in your life will be shown to you this week that you can click into the bigger picture? And perhaps you're like, I don't even know what the bigger picture is. It's okay. Be open to receive. Be open to receive and see the bigger picture for you. from the soul level, from your heart, from your divine essence. And let that move forward and guide you. So we're going to bring in the wisdom of the rose, which, you know, every time we're talking about the rose, we cannot help but bring the sisterhood of the rose in there. And earlier last week, or maybe it was at the end of last week on Friday. Was it Friday or Saturday? One of them was the Saturday. There we go. Wait. Friday. It was the feast day for Mother Mary. I was going to say Mary Magdalene. Mary Magdalene's feast day was early in the year. But it was the feast day for Mother Mary. It's a day that has been chosen to honor Mother Mary as a saint. And it was so beautiful. I felt her so strongly. I walk with the Sisterhood of the Rose. And I'm very familiar with Mother Mary, but the way she came through was so beautiful. And I even shared a message and a transmission on my social media. If you haven't checked it out, go on my page. You see it on there. And it was just so powerful and beautiful. But she was really reminding us about how we are miraculous. We are miracles walking around. And miracles not something that occurs only at certain circumstances. It's something that happens every day, every second of our lives. If we choose to experience more miracles. And it's like the whole weekend I've been getting this message of miracles. Like, okay, I receive, I open up, and I let in all the miracles that is for me. I surrender and I let in all the miracles that are for me. What miracles are you calling into your life? And be open to receiving the miracles from the Sisterhood of the Roses. Mary Magdalene, Mother Mary, Joan of Arc, Kuan Yin, Green Tara, right? And so many more. So many more. Are you ready? With that, go ahead and take in a deep breath in and out. Go ahead and place your hand on your heart. Go ahead and call in your higher self into your heart. Using your breath, open up to receive him or her completely within yourself. There you go. Allow your own divinity through your higher self to flood through your entire system, your entire being, your entire body. There you go. And now bring your awareness into the center of your heart and see that beautiful pillar of light, and go ahead and extend that pillar of light all the way out through your crown and into the heavens, and let it connect into that source conscious, the heart of source above. And just plug it right into the heart of source. Open up that channel and then just drink up that divine essence. Bring it into your heart. Let it anchor into your heart before it continues downward, moving through your legs, out through your feet, and creating these beautiful crystalline roots. Let it anchor into the earth. There you go. And now bring your awareness back into your heart and allow that channel to go all the way down, moving through the different layers of the earth until it reaches the center. And again, find the heart of the Divine Mother and anchor or root right into that heart and open up your channel. And again, drink up her love and her essence into your body. Bring it up into your body. Let it anchor into your heart before it continues upward, out through the top of your crown, and it spews all around you. Taking a deep breath in here. You are now connected to the divine, the heart of the divine. You are now connected to the heart of the Divine Mother. And you're now connected to your own divinity through your higher self. So bring your awareness to your heart. See, sense, or feel all three energies merge together into this beautiful crystalline ball of light. And when they do, it just charges up and sends out like this layer of crystalline light bubble. And it expands all around you. So now you're at the center of this crystalline bubble. Breathe. And now go ahead and call in your guides and guardians or your divine posse and ask them to create a beautiful golden light around your bubble of light. And see, sense, or Feel them emerge around you and send gratitude for their presence. Send gratitude to the heavens, to the Divine Father. Send gratitude to the earth, to the Divine Mother, and send gratitude to your own divinity through your higher self. And really breathe into this connection, this place of centeredness, this place of oneness. Allow your heart to unfurl, and I see like the roses within your heart opening up in the center of that divine light, and just blooming and thriving, and just breathe. And from here, go ahead and ask which of these messages is for me this week. 1, 2, or 3. And once you have received your number or numbers, taking a deep breath in, hold at the top, and exhale through your nose slowly. Let's do it one more time. In breath, hold at the top, and exhale through your nose slowly. Beautiful. When you're ready, open your eyes, open your heart, ready to receive your message or messages for the week. So again, I am using the Rose Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. Beautiful, beautiful oracle. All right, let's see here. If you received 1 this week, your message is release the petals. Release the petals. So just by looking at this beautiful picture as the woman is throwing the petals in the wind so they can be scattered, it tells me that it's about releasing. This week is about releasing. Even though we are in the full moon, the new moon energy, right? It's almost like asking you to make room for what wants to come to you. So let's see. This card is about transformation, death and rebirth, shedding, and also all about change. And here's your message. There comes a point where we can't go back. In a seemingly fleeting moment, the road that led us here is suddenly impossible to access. There's a sinking knowing that things will never be the same. A death, a birth, a loss, a growth, an ending, a discovery. No matter how hard you try, things are different now. You are different now. The world's different now. What's been seen cannot be unseen. There's no going back. Something new beckons you forth. This is a card of change and transformation. Courage is required for the rebirth to happen. Abscission is the shedding of various parts of an organism, such as a plant dropping a leaf, flower, fruit, or seed. The rose hip knows, the phoenix does too, that we need to surrender what was to the earth to one day be transformed anew. We can grasp the petals of the past as the changing winds blow, but eventually we'll discover that change is coming, change is near, change is already here. And while what once was is no longer and what soon will be is not yet, it's time to release your petals to the wind with the wild abandon for the chance to begin again, to offer what once was to the wind and let her nourish the seeds within. It is time to surrender so the transformation can happen. Had the rose not released its petals, the rose hip would not have come to be. When we gather the courage to release what was, we are greeted by the fruits of the future. And here is your soul inquiry for this week, if you received 1. What are you clinging to for fear of nothing coming to take its place? What are you clinging to for fear of nothing coming to take its place? Beautiful. If you received 1, this week is all about shedding. It's about transformation. It's about death and rebirth. It's about change. It's about making space for what wants to come through you to come through you. Taking a deep breath in with me. Beautiful. If you received 2, Your card is the Anointed, and this card, it says answer the call. It's a card of leadership. You're being called to step up, to step forward. So this card is about leadership. It's about empowerment. It's also about your soul gifts. So here's what this card says. Rose oil has been used to anoint initiates through the ages. Royalty too. This card is here to herald you into an even more powerful expression of what you came here to be and do. It's calling you to step forth into your inner queendom and kingdom, to answer the greatest call of your soul and face your true north, to seed even more of what you came here to share, to acknowledge your arrival as the initiate of your life, to shed the external noise that may have been stopping you from being all that you already are, to actualize that you've been training for this for a long time, perhaps even lifetimes. The path your soul chose to walk is one that few have the courage to walk. And you came here for this. You're being led through this. Your soul is ancient, and with every step you've taken in every body you've been planted in, you've gathered a kaleidoscope of gifts that are ready to be shown and shared. You're being called to deeply trust the call that you've been hearing, to lead, to lead, to lead. The path you're here to pave has not been walked the way you will walk it. And as with all ancient initiates, healers, visionaries, creatives, and leaders, you are just one magnificent thread in the tapestry of life. So, go your own way. Trust the road that beckons you forth, and always be led from within. Aho, I love this. Here's your soul inquiry for this week. How are you being called to step forward and lead? And these soul inquiries are great ones to journal on this week, especially with the new moon in Virgo. I love this so much, right? So if you receive 2, journal on this. How are you being called to step forward and lead? Beautiful. And if you received 3, you are working with the Rose of Venus. And this card is all about alignment, flow, right relationships, harmony, balance, right? So here is the message from this card. The Fibonacci series and the golden ratio on which it's based is a number sequence in which each number is the sum of the preceding 2 numbers. A rose's petals hold the golden ratio, with each new set of petals growing in the spaces of the previous set. Isn't that wonderful? Perhaps this is why we feel changed by gazing into the spiral of a rose. The original rose looked very different to those we grow today. It possessed 5 petals, and interestingly, if we track the movements made by the planet Venus as she orbits the sun over a period of 8 years, we see they create a 5-fold rose pattern called the Rose of Venus. This is really cool. You should check it out. Venus was the Roman goddess of love, sex, and fertility, and her symbol was the rose. Perhaps the ancients knew more about the interconnectedness of the universe and life than we think. There's a sacred order to all things. Nature holds the codes of life, and as you are a part of nature, you do too. There's an intelligent force governing all of life, the same force that tells flowers when to bloom and the planet how to spin exists within you. Our tendency to overanalyze and overthink can get us out of alignment with nature and thus life. Our resistance to change does this too. This card is an invitation to look at anything that doesn't feel in alignment. It's a reminder to trust in the tapestry of life, your ever-changing nature, and to be dedicated to living a life that's deeply aligned. I love this so much. This card says everything about the new moon in Virgo. I love it so much. So here's your soul inquiry for you this week that you can journal on. What's no longer in alignment with who you're being called to be? What's no longer in alignment with who you're being called to be? Taking a deep breath in here. Such beautiful messages for this week. So again, if you received one, you're releasing this week, even though it is the new moon, this kind of release is like making space for what wants to come in, what wants to come through you, to come through you. The second one is the anointed. So it's like the new moon is going to be highlighting where you're being called to lead, how you're being called to lead, and also how you can bring in your soul gifts in your leadership and your empowerment in your work. This card calls to me so much. And then this card, the last card, the third one, also calls to me as well, the Rose of Venus. So if you receive 3, it is about really noticing the flow in your life. Where do you feel the flow, or where do you feel like things flow easily in your life? That is alignment. Alignment is flow, right? So looking in your life, where do you see more flow? That is where you have more alignment. Amplify that area of your life. Notice what is going on there. Notice what you're doing in those areas. Notice who is in that, who is playing with you in those areas of your life, right? And then more, amplify that so that it touches everywhere else, and you begin to flow more in more areas of your life. So you're going to be seeing more of this, the invitation to flow or witness the flow that is already happening in your life, right? Also, relationships, bringing through the right relationships, so partnerships, friendships, like what would you like to experience that's in alignment with you, which means that you will also notice the relationships that are not in alignment with you, so that you have an opportunity to release and make space for what truly needs to come through. And then harmony, balance, right? Third card. Just beautiful messages this week. Perfect for the new moon in Virgo. For all my Virgos out there, again, happy birthday. If your birthday is this week, we are celebrating together. My birthday is on the 14th this week, and it's the day before Mercury goes direct, and also we have the new moon in Virgo. Like, what a blessing. Like, I feel like it's such a gift from the universe this year for me. And I'll be turning 40. If you're like, oh my gosh, I want to send you a gift, I will put the link below. You can go ahead and buy me tea. I'm also going to share, I'm going to do like an Amazon gift list then. I'm going to share that below. Go ahead and look through, and if something tickles your fancy that you would like to send me, I am open to receiving that as well. Thank you. All right, my loves, I am wishing you a beautiful, beautiful week. It feels so yummy, like just with the rose, that pink rose coming in to just anoint us. Remember, I saw the anointing of the third eye, of our visions, of our hearts, of our feet, right? So it's like we're receiving what we need to receive. We can see it. We can feel it within our heart, and we also get to anchor it into our reality. That's what I'm really seeing here. And lastly, I want to leave you with this. One, so many times I see people in a hurry to disconnect or to reach higher frequencies. For example, our chakras, or our 7 portals, they're found in our bodies, right? Most people tend to focus more on the higher chakras. So and we have more, trust me. We know the 7, but it's like 8 through 12, and then 13 through 24. I mean, it goes on, right? That is just who we are, But in order for you to truly receive the wisdom and activation from the higher energy centers and open those up so that you can access those lights, those frequency, those wisdom, you need to be a master of the 7 original chakras. So again, you know what I said about dedicating your time, like spending time to get to know yourself. This is part of it. Get to know your energy centers, from your crown to your root, and from your root to your crown. Really dive into those energy centers, because they're right here. They're part of you, When you dive into their wisdom, you open up your own mysteries. So I wanted to leave you with that. All right, from my heart to yours, until next time, have a beautiful, delicious, yummy week. Bye, everyone.
yeah.